Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. If you are tuning in live with us at 7:25 a.m., good morning to you. Or if you're watching the replay, we just want to say good afternoon, good evening. We don't want to say good night because, usually when people say good night, that means they're heading to bed. But whatever time you're watching this, we just want to say thank you for tuning into News in Motion and thank you for your support. If this is your first time tuning into News in Motion, you're probably asking yourself, what is News in Motion? And how can I find out more about this? Well, I'm glad you asked. News in Motion is a news media outlet with relevant commentary and call to actions. We can be found on LinkedIn, YouTube, or any audio or podcast platforms. Today is Thursday, April the 11th, 2024. And of course, we have the segment that y'all know and love. We have Town Hall Thursdays. Now, the thing with Town Hall Thursdays is the moment y'all stop asking questions or engaging in the chat, the segment's over. All right, the segment is over. I don't make the rules. I'm just the messenger around here. So the moment y'all stop chatting for Town Hall Thursday, the segment's over. We go to the inspirational message, and then we enjoy our weekend. And here on News and Motion, our Thursdays are what we like to call Fridays Eve. So we still give some headline news, but it's a little bit more on the fun side. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Good morning to you, Miss Deborah Johnson, tuning in through YouTube. Good morning, Miss Regina Shorts. Good morning, Miss J. White Bryce, tuning in through YouTube as well. Good morning, Miss Marianne Jackson, to you. How has everyone's week been so far? We are almost to the weekend, y'all. We are almost to the weekend. If you are here in Columbus, Ohio, it is raining. So be sure that you are proceeding with caution when you're on the roads. For our audio people, keep your eyes on the road, okay? Especially if you're in Columbus. The roads are pretty, they're not bad, but they're a little slippery, and proceed with caution. We want y'all to be safe. We want y'all to be safe. Good morning to you, Miss Adrian, also tuning in through YouTube as well. So, without further delay, y'all know what we do over here. If y'all ready for some news in motion, and if y'all ready for some Town Hall Thursday, we'll be right back after this brief intro.
News in motion.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to shout y'all out again. I see Deborah Johnson. I see Regina Shorts. I see Dr. Bryce. I see Marion Jackson and Adrian. Good morning to all of you. Also see you coming in here, Lori Williams Wallace. Good morning. Happy Thursday to you as well. Y'all, this is Town Hall Thursday. And as Isaiah shared, he's just a messenger. But I'm going to tell you what it's like. I know we had a 2-week break, so we got to kind of like just remind everybody. I see you, Pastor Alex, coming in here as well. Listen, Town Hall Thursday. Once the conversation ceases in the chat, the segment's over. So I do have a little bit of headline news, and then we're going to jump into a Town Hall Thursday. But I'm going to kind of like intertwine them today, so it's going to be a little different. So we're going to have fun. So get ready to type in there, so we can have a conversation. If you are driving, you just listen. You can come back later and leave your comments, but we need your eyes on the road, as Isaiah shared, okay? I see you. Marion Jackson said, great intro, Isaiah. There you go, Isaiah. He is so good. Y'all can't wait for Young People Takeover to return in July. And so we're going to really try to get younger people to come in, especially that vote age from 18 to about 30, 31. Hopefully they will take over in July. So much we need to get out there. All right, y'all. So it is Town Hall Thursday, but we need to back up just a little bit. We got so many questions yesterday, which we are just thrilled to have had these questions. So let's just return momentarily to What to Know Wednesday, formerly known as Workshop Wednesday. And that's my first question for you all today. And that question is this. Some people were like, I like the words What to Know Wednesday, but I love Wednesday Workshop. So I'm going to ask you all, which one do you prefer? Do you like What to Know Wednesday? Because it's not always going to be a workshop. Or do you prefer Wednesday workshops? So put that in the chat. Let us know. Let us know your thoughts, because this is about community. This is about us. But we actually got that yesterday. So let us know what your thoughts are on that. I was waiting for Kim Edmondson to come in here. I haven't seen her pop in here yet. So again, what to know, Wednesday or Wednesday workshop? Let us know your thought. And I see Kim Edmondson. As soon as I said that, she says Wednesday workshop. Lori says what to know. See, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. But I love this. And so, people were like, I just didn't know. She goes, I'm here. I see you, girl. I see you, girl. So let us know, and then we will revisit that. Again, this is community. We wanted to really speak to what it is. Marion Jackson says, what to know Wednesday. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. So keep weighing in on that. The other thing, we had so many questions on this, and I'm thinking, okay, am I not doing my job too well? What's up, Tracy Burns? Good morning, miss you, girl. I was like, okay, all right, God, help me out. Am I not doing my job? What do I need to do differently? And look at Marion. You can always use both. Okay, Marion. But I was wrestling a little bit with some of these questions yesterday. And that is, people are asking, and we had the question here. Kim Edmondson said she didn't know that yesterday. So let me try to break this down. Pastor Alex said both. Deborah says Wednesday workshop. I just love y'all. All right, y'all. We got this question. And which is fine. I want you to question. I want you to do your research. I want you to vet everything that I share with you all. So people were stuck on a couple of things. So I'll start here first. Someone said, okay, did you really mean to say that some people are just a shoe-in? Because that sent the message that the elections are rigged. Okay, let me apologize. I did not mean to use that language. I did use it, but I should have used the wording that there are some races, some of the Congress, the House of Representative races that are uncontested. That's the political word to use. So my apologies with that. Now, technically, it's still just a shoe-in, but we don't want to say that. We want to say they're uncontested. The other question was, are all 430 seats up? And they were talking about how some people just came into office, and they were using, like, for example, George Santos' seat. When someone fills a seat, that doesn't mean they have the 2-year term. That means they only have from the moment they filled the seat until the election again. And then they will have to run for that seat again. Y'all, the cycle is every 2 years for the House of Representatives. Now, because this is a general election year, they don't really get a front row seat. It's usually the candidates running for president. But yes, every seat is up. There are many seats that are uncontested. So they're not out here campaigning. And their campaigns, they've started kicking off a little bit, but their campaigns will really go hot right about June. So they're coming. Okay, that's when they get ready to take their recess. That's when they go home. They have town hall meetings, and then all of that will really start heating up. But there's some who are already campaigning right now, especially when it comes to the Senate races. Okay, now are all seats up in the Senate? No, they're not. But in the House, all of them. It's a 2-year cycle, people. It is a 2-year cycle. So U.S. House of Representatives, that's every 2 years. Now, there are some uncontested seats. So again, I apologize for saying it's just a shoe-in. I got to watch what I say sometimes, but technically that's what it is. So anyway, so my apologies with that. But great questions, great questions. And what people were saying to me, they were like, man, you just flew through that presentation, and they were saying it was helpful. Well, y'all, we had about 30, 40 minutes. Now, I know we went longer yesterday, but my goal is to just whet your appetite, and we'll use Wednesdays to do that. And like I took time this morning to share some of that, but you can always schedule a civic engagement session where we could either do it Zoom, or I could come to you to do that, where it will take more time. that's going to cost for, the travel and all of that. And it's not going to be ridiculous, but, got to be worth my time. But we can do Zoom, whatever. I want to help. And it's good to know that the questions that are being asked are coming from people over 40. Okay. Which says we have more work to do. Kim Edmondson says the content was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love what I do. I don't know if y'all know that, but I love what I do. Mary Jackson said, when is Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat up for re-election in Georgia? This year. All 435 seats are up. All of them. Now, I don't know if anybody's contesting her. So if her seat is uncontested, she's just there. What's up, Hester? What's up? What's up? What's up? Speaking of Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Speaker Mike Johnson, it is heating up. It is heating up. They had a meeting yesterday, and what came out from the meeting, which says he must be a little concerned about his job, y'all, on tomorrow. I was like, did you really just agree to do this? On tomorrow, he is going to Mar-a-Lago, and he's going to talk about elections integrity, and so forth in a joint public statement with the former guy. So I guess she told him, well, you did. I don't know what they had behind closed doors, but that's what happened. So he's going to deliver remarks along with the former guy, Donald Trump, on the election integrity. So then after the meeting and after he made that announcement, see, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she doesn't play fair. And it's like, y'all should know by now, don't go into secret meetings with her. Have a recorder, have some witness, have something. So after he made that announcement, Marjorie Taylor Greene then accuses Speaker Mike Johnson of serving the Democrats. I'm like, girl, what is it? What way do you want? Now, he's fallen in line. He's going to Mar-a-Lago to sit next to old dude to have this. And so even after that, you all, it intensified. Oh, there's a lot here. It intensifies. So it all begins. House blocks a procedural vote on bill renewing the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act ahead of the April 19th deadline. So they had to do something before April 19th. So this is this gridlock that's about to happen. Okay. Y'all know now it's pretty much even. Anybody misses, it could be a tied vote or whatever. So this is what's happening. I need y'all to pay attention to this. This is very important. Now, if you really dig into what's happening, you can actually ask the question, well, what about TikTok? I thought y'all was having this whole thing about TikTok. Y'all going to ban TikTok, but you're not going to pass the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act? What? Make it make sense. Because if you're banning TikTok, or that's the rules, that's the plans, if somebody doesn't buy here in the U.S., if you ban TikTok, because of this whole foreign intelligence, right? Y'all remember that, right? That's the conversation, right? Then why are you having a problem passing the bill that's been out here since, I'll tell you the exact date, since 1978? Like, make it make sense. These are the things we need to be paying attention to. So let me tell y'all about this, because this was very interesting. Nahil really did a great reporting on that. So I'm taking it straight from the Hill. A group of House Republicans on yesterday, they tanked this procedural vote to begin debate on a bill to reauthorize the nation's warrantless surveillance powers, leaving the chamber scrambling on how to address the important spy tool. Didn't they say TikTok was a spy tool? Before it expires next week, okay? So I'm trying, Kim, I'm trying. So 19 Republicans joined the Democrats in voting against a rule for legislation to renew Section 702. Don't worry, I got the link for y'all. 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, and it's also known as FISA, blocking the measure from advancing 193 to 228. Well, you got to start thinking, where's this coming from? Y'all remember a few weeks ago when the dude from Turkey was there at Mar-a-Lago, and then all of a sudden the bond money was up. And by the way, y'all, that bond money may not even be secured. Have y'all been following that? It hasn't unfolded all the way, so I haven't talked about it. But y'all may want to Google the bond money because they didn't sign the papers. The papers looked a little wonky. So that's up in the air, too. So we don't know what's happening. I see you, Crystal, coming in here. So that's just a side note. Y'all know this stuff I up. So I was like, what's happening? So the guy from Turkey was at Mar-a-Lago and with the TikTok and the whole negotiation, all of a sudden the receipts showed that when Trump was in office, August 6, 2020, that he was going to ban TikTok. He had written an executive order, and then the judge in September said, nah, we ain't about to do that. The ninth hour, so it was over. When that dude showed up in Mar-a-Lago a few weeks ago, y'all remember that, right? Y'all remember that, right? Well, get this. It's like, wow. And I'm connecting the dots, Kim. I'm connecting them. The move comes after. The reason they blocked this, it came after Buttercup, Donald Trump, after Buttercup on Wednesday urged the Republicans to kill the FISA Act. What? So he threw a wrench in there that created this blockage. I'm like, what just happened? So when you dig and figure out what's really going on, he told them, don't y'all do that. I want y'all to kill that. So you want to kill surveillance? Make it make sense. You want to kill a bill that's been out there since 1978. So y'all, he's still finagling. He owes old dude who gave him the money. Y'all got to connect the dots and follow it all. So the failed vote marks yet another instance of members of the GOP tanking what is typically a party line vote to protest legislation put forward by leadership. God, y'all guess who led that yesterday? just have one or two people. Matt Gaetz. Shouldn't you be in jail? But Matt Gaetz, him. That's what happened. But then they got upset with Speaker Johnson. Why? Because Speaker Johnson backed the legislation. Now he got to go show up at Buttercup on Friday. So FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. I'm going to give you just a little bit, but I'm going to give you the link in the Friday rundown so you can read it for yourself. You want to read it for yourself. Yeah, it passed in 1978, provided a statutory framework for the use of electronic surveillance in the context of foreign intelligence gathering. In doing so, Congress sought to strike a delicate balance between national security interests and personal privacy rights. Subsequent legislation expanded federal law dealing with foreign intelligence gathering to address physical searches, PIN registers, and trap and trace devices, and access to certain business records. The USA PATRIOT Act of 2001 made significant changes to some of these provisions. And then it has other stuff, all this legalese and all that's going on. So y'all, that's what's happening. Pastor Alex said, what are we hearing from the Democrats? Well, they kind of like, there were 19 Republicans who sided with them because it made sense that no, we need to renew this act. So that's all we really know. I know Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries came out and said that they were working on them, and their minority whip was trying to whip more votes to get more. So they have 19 Republicans that came over to join them. That's all I really know right now about on the Democrat side. So y'all, you know what? I'm not going to put it in the Friday rundown. Let me see if I can make this work. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to put it in the chat so y'all can just that ain't gonna work, y'all. I just did something that I wasn't supposed to do. I'm trying to think how I can make this work. Well, I'll just have to put it in the Friday rundown. Because I thought I was going to be able to put the link in there, but it's not working the way I wanted it to work. So anyway, that's what's happening. But I want you to really read the legislation so that you get a better understanding of what's happening there, because it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. And I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts about it as well? So it's not making much sense, y'all. It's not making much sense. So let me know what you think in there. And also 9/11 was a part of it as well when they made some adjustments of security. So some of the changes in the FISA under these public laws were intended in part to facilitate information sharing between law enforcement and intelligent elements. In its final final report, the 9/11 Commission noted that the removal of the pre-9/11 wall between intelligence and law enforcement has opened up new opportunities for cooperative action within the FBI. And this is all a part of the actual bill. So, y'all, it's a lot that you have to unpack there, but it's worth reading and getting an understanding of what's there. It's really worth it. I'm telling y'all, it's worth it. All right. I just have a question for all of you in the chat, and I want y'all to talk back to me. Would you go to jail for your friend? Let me change that. Would you go to jail for your employer? Would you go to jail for being rich? Would you? Y'all, I'm just looking at this Alan Weisselberg, and I'm like, you going back to Rikers this time for 5 months because you lied? You lied under like, make it make sense. And why is this worth it to you? What are you getting in the end? Because, Rikers is off the chain. Can you survive Rikers? Like, seriously, can you do that? So, y'all, that's what's happening. After he pled guilty, the Trump organization kept him on the payroll. So they kept him on the payroll after he pled guilty. So was that like a pay to play thing? Like, what's really happening there? I just really want to know what y'all's thoughts on that. I really do. So tell me your thoughts on that. Would you go to prison? I'm going to change it. Would you go to Rikers for money or for your ex-employer, for your friend? I don't even know if I'd do that for my husband. No, I'm just being real. Like, make it make sense, y'all. Tell me what you thought on that. Adrian said, nope. Like, really? Like, is it worth it? Can you even spend the money? And I'm like, does he have a family? Like, what's really happening here? Pastor Alex said, I'm not going to jail for anyone. I've done prison ministry. I'm scared straight. Listen, Kim Edmondson said, absolutely not. I'm like, but y'all, Rikers, y'all do know about Rikers, right? Y'all, Rikers it's nothing to play with. People don't come out of Rikers. They just don't come out of Rikers. I'm like, what is happening here? What's up, Shirley Nicholson? What's up? So, y'all, that is happening. That is happening. So he's on his way back. And here's the other thing about this particular indictment or trial that's coming up, supposed to come up on Monday. They are trying so hard. This is the hush money trial. They are trying so hard not to let this trial happen. Now they're trying to sue the judge. Now they're trying to sue the court. So I'm like, you're really trying extremely hard not to go to trial. You've delayed it. There's been several things. Like, what's really happening here? What don't you want us to know? And I'm thinking there must be something in this that will surely change everything that's about to happen. Lori Williams said a hard no. Marion said he's going back to jail for a man who is begging for financial assistance. That part, that's a good part, y'all. That's a good part. So it's just really interesting to see how all of this is unfolding. All of it. All right, y'all. Bloomberg reports that tech giant Apple assembles 14 billion worth of iPhones in India in the fiscal year ending March 2024, or around 1 in every 7 of its devices, according to anonymous source familiar with the matter. So there's something going on with the Apple iPhone in India. What's up, Dr. Antoinette? Y'all, this is important too. Bloomberg also reports in South Africa, an electoral court, overturned a ban on former President Jacob Zuma's candidacy in next month's legislative election. Now, it's very interesting how you have the MKPs and the ANCs. The ANCs are the African National Congress. They unsuccessfully tried to have the MKPs, and I am not saying their name because I don't even know how to say it. It's UMKHONTOWESIZWE. So however you say that, deregistered. So there's a fight there. So they're trying to get rid of a party. Go back to the Project 2025. There's so much correlation with these two. And I was reading it and I was like, wow, whatever, Kim Edmondson. Y'all, iPhone users, get Kim Edmondson. She said Samsung doesn't have those problems. All right, y'all. Texas Tribune is reporting. I want y'all to hear this. And this is a part of the town hall meeting. And hello to everybody who's rolling up in here on both the audio podcast and YouTube. Y'all, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton sued Harris County, this is a county in Texas, on Tuesday. Guess why? And I want us to talk about this, to block new guarantee income pilot program. What's up, Kenny Stanley? That would provide financial assistance to families in the county's poorest neighborhood. Yeah, so he filed a suit against Harris County in Texas to block a new income pilot program that would help provide financial assistance to families in the county's poorest neighborhoods. And we're talking about food for financial assistance for food and for utilities. And he sued them, saying we're not offering a pilot program like that to help assist anybody. Y'all, help me understand this. And these are your conservative Christians, okay? They're saying, no, we ain't. You read the same Bible I read, because I thought we were supposed to help the poor. Okay, Kim Edmondson says, say what? Yes. So y'all, under a federally funded program, roughly 1,000, this is how many people? 1,900 Harris County households would receive a monthly cash payment, y'all get this, of $500 a month for 18 months. Now, the county put $20.5 million in a federal COVID-19 relief fund to launch the program known as Uplift Harris, which is intended to help households in the county's 10 poor zip codes who are living 200%. Pastor Isaac, I wonder how did he spend it? 200% below the federal poverty line with no strings attached. Okay, those families had already been selected and payments were slated to begin this month. Yeah, this is what's happening. So I want us to talk about this. Conservatives said that the program commissioner who approved it should not have approved it. They need to figure out how to do this. They're talking about calling this illegal and illegitimate government overreach. And they're saying it's a Harris handout. They can get jobs. They can move. Well, how can they move? They don't have any money. And then they argued that the program violates a section of the Texas Constitution that says no local government can lend its credit or grant public money or things of value to individuals. Y'all, I want us to talk about this. We're talking to help people eat and to keep their utilities on. We're talking $500 a month. So 500, whoever my math people are out here, 500 times 1,000 and 1,900 households. What is that? Okay. And the reason I'm asking the question, because some of them on here received PPP money in the millions and it was forgiven. They don't have to pay it back. So maybe they should give that. Dr. Antoinette said those two Christians serve a different God. Listen. So really, y'all, somebody who come on, I know I have a math person out there. 500 times 1,900. So 1,900. 500 times 1,900. I just want to know what that number is, because many of them received PPP loans. Y'all know those loans from COVID, right? These are elected officials who receive this money in the millions that they don't have to pay back. Not at all. Kim Edmondson says, I am sick of them saying legit legislation is illegal. Exactly. And it fits their narrative. Marion says, when is his seat up for re-election? He needs to be removed from office. Remember, he's already in a scandal. In Texas. So y'all, I want to just hear your thoughts on that. It's wow. Now get this, y'all, because I had to keep reading because I'm like, something about this is just weird. So y'all, beneficiaries of a guaranteed income pilot program in Austin, Texas, which ended last year, they received $1,000 a month. Okay. So it was okay in Austin. So y'all know me. Is Yvonne on here? Y'all know I'm a little nosy. So I had to look up the population of Harris County and the population of Austin, Texas. I'm not going to tell you here, but you should go look up those two areas, Harris County and Austin, Texas. And you're going to see something that's going to be like, oh, is this why this happened? Y'all need to check that out. Yeah. Y'all need to check that out. Now, I want y'all to go to Houston. Houston residents broadly support the idea of guaranteed income, according to a polling from Kinder Institute for Urban Research. Keyword urban, Rice University. More than 75% of respondents to the 2023 poll said they support a universal basic income for low-income working adults. So you have the people who vote using their voice to say, there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this. But they went after Harris County, 1,900 residents. Okay? Harris County, $500. Austin, Texas received $1,000. Their residents, and it's way more than 1,900. Where are the disparities and what's really going on? Dr. Antoinette said, go there, sis. Listen, that's what we do here on News in Motion. We uncover all of this and we have the conversations. This is Town Hall Thursday, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Well, I can't leave Texas alone quite yet. I told you this town hall is going to be a little different. Ted Cruz, his podcast, they're saying crossing some major lines. Y'all, the Campaign Legal Center, or what they call the CLC, a nonprofit organization, filed a complaint against Ted Cruz on Tuesday with the Federal Election Commission. Y'all, the watchdog group argues that the verdict, that's the name of his podcast, can't send profits to the super PAC that supports Cruz's campaign. Follow the money, people. Follow the money. And y'all, this has nothing to do with what side of the aisle you're on. You should be paying attention to what our elected officials are doing and why they are doing it. His podcast, which is produced on iHeartMedia, generates hundreds of thousands of dollars and may be a lucrative loophole in campaign finance law since he's making the money himself. Now, the Daily Beast started looking into all this, and it raises a number of legal and ethical issues. Y'all, the campaign finance records, because you gotta have records. Hello, George Santos. Show that at least seven lobbyists. That means you pay to play. 7 lobbyists registered to represent iHeartMedia's interests have donated tens of thousands of dollars to Cruz campaign since the podcast launched in 2022. Hello, somebody. That's illegal. They're lobbyists. Y'all know what a lobbyist is, right? They out there, they're lobbying for different legislation bills. They're trying to get you to cross over. That's when the whip goes and they whip up all the votes and all this, that, and the other. Y'all, I love this stuff, so I get real excited. And so these are lobbyists. There are 7 lobbyists who have donated tens of thousands of dollars to Cruz's campaign through this iHeartMedia outlet. Wow. Crystal says, what legislation exactly does it violate? And is pilot program correct? What harm does it do to go through the pilot? Nothing. Again, it's Harris County and then Austin, Texas. Harris County, y'all got to go look it up. Look up the population of Harris County and then look up the population of Austin, Texas. That will answer your question. Hello, somebody. So, y'all, that's what's happening with Ted Cruz. That's what's happening. So, here's my question. Should elected officials, this is our town hall, let's talk. Should our elected officials be able to host their own podcast, knowing that money is pouring in, and it could be lobbyists, it could appear to be pay to play, all of that. Money is flowing. Now get this, Collins, who's running against him and for that Senate seat in Texas, is out fundraising Ted Cruz all day, every day. He is outraising him. So Ted Cruz is kind of like his back is up against the wall, but what he's utilizing is not the correct way to go. So what are your thoughts on that? I want to hear from y'all. This is Town Hall. I want to hear from y'all. What are your thoughts on that? Should elected officials who we pay, who we pay, our tax dollars pay, should they be able to have different platforms that help raise money, especially if there's a possibility that they're coming from lobbyists who supporting their bills? Okay, what does that look like for you all? So here's just some questions, and we're talking back about questions for town hall. Oh, by the way, y'all, the 6 Mississippi police officers sentenced to between 15 to 45 years in prison for the torture of 2 Black men during the course of a warrantless home search in 2023. I just want to tell y'all that. So yay, system worked for that. So town hall questions to representatives about constituents' needs. Let's go through this real quick. And again, y'all talk to me. This town hall, y'all know what we say. Once the town hall stops talking, we're done. All right, y'all, economic opportunities. We should be asking when we go to town hall meetings, what are the economic opportunities for you compared to the economic opportunities for us as your constituents? What plans do you have to stimulate job growth and support local businesses in our community? And what are you doing with your PAC money? Questions we should be asking. Healthcare access, because all of this comes together. Because if you have lobbyists giving you tens of thousands of dollars and we're trying to get healthcare in our community, a question should be, how will you work to ensure that all residents have access to affordable health care, including mental health services? This is how you put it back on them. So you're not really directing, because you don't want to really give yes or no questions. So I formulated these questions. These questions will be in the Friday Rundown. If you are not receiving the Friday Rundown, it is a free e-newsletter every Friday. You can go to my website, www.gaildudley.com. A pop-up box will come up. You just fill in your information and you will get it. That's where the fact sheet from the student loan debt forgiveness I'm going to put in there this week, and other things. Education. What steps will you take to improve the quality of education in our district? You're working with lobbyists. Where's the tie-in? Where's the beef? Where's the pork? What's under the table? Talk to me. That's how you ask questions. Davia, good morning. She says, I think that's a very muddy, slippery slope, and they know there's no blueprint as of yet to hold them accountable. There's that. There's no blueprint to hold them accountable. And see, people like this nonprofit company, the CLC organization, they're saying, no. And they went and looked it up. Y'all, all of this information is out there. You just have to do your due diligence and find it. And this organization found you have 7 lobbyists giving you tens of thousands of dollars. And it's funneling through your super PAC. You can't do that. That's an election finance committee infraction. You cannot do that. Look, if the HOA is going to give me an infraction because the bottom of my mailbox where they cut grass is no longer brown, if you're going to give me an infraction for that, you can get an infraction for doing this. And especially when you're talking about taxpayers' money. Okay. Just saying what I'm saying. Another one, infrastructure. Then we have climate change. We have housing affordability. Harris County, Austin, Texas, and also Houston, which I raised. So a question could be, what measures will you take to address the issues of affordable, particularly if you're raising this money, how is it going to funnel into our community as constituents? Are we looking at a 18 months? Are we looking at $1,000? Hello, Austin, for how they did theirs for several years. So what does that look like? And I don't know what just happened. I think my internet is starting to go out. Then racial and social justice, internet access, that's another one. And then Veterans Affairs. These are all questions that we could be asking. How do you plan to improve internet access? What efforts will you make to support our veterans? Come on, $500 a month, $1,000 a month for 18 months, pilot programs, whatever. These are the questions we need to be asking. And I want to hear your thoughts on that. Marion Jackson says, I checked the difference in the population of Harris County and Austin, Texas. Harris County has a large number of people of color than Austin. Bingo, there you go. So it's just really interesting to watch all that unfold. All right, y'all. So that's today's news. Let's get to the inspirational message. This was all important. By the way, still, please review the book, Review Inspire. Again, it made the best sellers print list in Ingram for March 2024. Please review the book if you have it, whether you've read one line, one paragraph, all 150 devotions, whatever, please go to Amazon and review the book. We would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. They're asking us for reviews. So please, y'all, it's free. Just take 5 minutes out your day and do that. Thank you, Isaiah. So y'all, the inspirational message. Oh, by the way, my team said to me that it's only fair, since the inspirational message started here, that we give you all before, and these invitations are going out today on the e-newsletter. It's an additional e-newsletter, but we're giving all of you, our podcast listeners, audio listeners, and our podcast viewers, our broadcast viewers, we're giving you first. So on May the 4th, so this is what you have to do. Y'all follow, because once the spaces are gone, they're gone. And again, I'm so excited to have Davia with me on that day. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have mimosas, spiked or not. We're going to have a lot of Kennedy cakes, desserts and things like that, which you don't have to pay for. I'm covering it. So we're going to have a great time. Now, if you want to buy stuff for Mother's Day the following week, that's coming out of your pocket. But I'm going to just really just love on you all, to say thank you, treat you well, bring your books. We'll sign them. I'll sign them, all that stuff. But listen, if you are a viewer or a podcast listener and you're like, well, I want a space first, we're going to open it up to you first. You got until 12 noon today. You got to send us an email. Send that email to info.gail.lee@gmail.com. If Isaiah can pop that up, if you can send that to info.gail.lee@gmail.com, and say, hey, now you can only register one person. Okay, that's yourself. You can only RSVP for yourself. Please send that. You got until noon Eastern time today to send that. Say, I'm coming. That's May the 4th from 1 to 3 in Central Ohio, downtown Columbus. Say, hey, put your name on there. We will put that list up, and then we'll send out the invite for anyone else who wants to come. Now, I spoke with the owner of Kennedy Cakes, Adrienne Jones, and she gave me some flexibility, but we still have to be under fire code, okay? So the seats will be 25 seats, plus mine and Davia's seat. So that's 27. But there will be room for you to stand around as well. So we're going to push the limit just a little bit so we can get as many people in there, because many of you are saying you want to come. You received the book yesterday. You just got the book yesterday? Girl, that took a long time. Oh, you reviewed the book yesterday. Okay, thank you. I was going to say, wait a minute, I thought you received it because I saw your picture. You reviewed the book yesterday. Thank you for that. So email me, info.gail.lee@gmail.com. Again, that's info.gail.lee@gmail.com. You email me and say, I'm coming, put your name down. We will have you counted. That's info.gail.lee@gmail.com. And we will make sure that you have your space reserved. So inspirational message, and we're out of here. Yesterday, during a conversation with one of my contractors, people I contract with, and a team member with News in Motion, they stated that they had been with me before News in Motion. So we had a great conversation. And they said to me, how long has News in Motion been on the air? And it hit me, y'all. Do y'all know we will be on the air 4 years come June 2020? 4 years. And they said to me, are you really going to quit after the election in June? I said, well, I'm not quitting. I said, I'm not quitting. I said, it's just going to look different. If you've been paying attention, you already see I'm using Davia's word, we're already starting to pivot where we're headed. You're seeing more and more stuff about Inspire, more and more stuff about a call to action. So we will be pivoting. Now, News in Motion, as long as God says it's here, is never going to completely go away. It's just going to be done differently, okay? So we're real excited about that. So the person goes on to say, they were like, wow, 4 years. They said, do you realize that without News in Motion, you would not have Inspire, a call to action, a book that's on the bestsellers list. And I was like, wow. And I'll tell you who it was. I was like, wow, Carl. And, Carl's, he's a pastor, so he gets real spiritual with me. He opened up my mind to see some things. And so here's my question to all of you today for this inspirational message. What are you currently doing that is about to turn into something great? What are you currently doing that is about to turn into something great? something great. And I went to the Bible and I pulled up Zechariah chapter 4, verse 10 that says, do not despise small beginnings. I'll read that to you out of the Message. Does anyone dare despise this day of small beginnings? They'll change their tune when they see Zerubbabel setting the last stone in place. The New Living Translation says, do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin, to see the plumb line. I share this with you today to say, do not despise small beginnings. Y'all, if y'all remember June 2020, I was in my other office. I think I had an orange wall behind it. I was sitting on a futon. I was giving y'all like a 3-minute news piece, and then that grew. Then we added an intro. We added an extra outro. We added Kenny Stanley. We added Deborah Johnson. We added Derek Combs. We just started adding people and doing things. The news went from 3 to 5 minutes to now 40 minutes sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. And then it's now digging into workshops. We're doing so much. A small beginning. And then this year, Inspire. And I don't care what anyone says. And yes, it drove me crazy that book did not come out when we first said it was going to come out. And everything, like God took a hurricane and just tore up Kathy Curtis's home. Not that he didn't do that. But listen, all of that and this book, Carl and I were saying, well, we compared the two books, even the two covers. And he did both covers. It's like night and day. Do not despise. So from News in Motion, going on 4 years, without that, there would not have been an Inspire, a call to action. It wouldn't have looked like that. It was the content taken from the inspirational messages that brought you the book, Inspire, a call to action. Adrian says it was worth the wait. It was worth the wait. So y'all, that's my word for you today. All right. Do me a favor, review Inspire. You can go to Amazon.com to do that. If you know, without a doubt, you're coming on May the 4th, those of you podcast listeners and broadcast viewers, send me an email. David, you don't have to send me an email. No, you'll be there. Send me an email. Say, please me. Put your name on there. We will make sure, and then we will send out the invitations at 12 noon today. At 12 noon Eastern today. And once the seats are gone, they're gone, meaning including the standing room spot. It's gone. So come here, listen to Davia interview me. If you haven't had your book signed, because some of you got them from Amazon, I'll sign them. People have asked, will we have books there? I'm not sure. So maybe, I don't know. I'm not promising you. So go ahead and get it from Amazon. Just bring your book with you and I'll sign it there. And then there's those of you who ordered more than one book, and the team, we apologize. We sent you the book and not recognizing that some of you ordered 3, 4, 5 books. Some of you got them, some of you didn't. So we are having that. We have ordered more books to get those to you. The books have been selling to a point, and y'all don't hate. Celebrate me, because that means the blessings in your corner too. That the book right now is back ordered. Okay. So they're coming. We will get those to you as promised. And again, our apologies. And I will take responsibility for that. None of my team members, we were just trying to get those books. We have more than 300 books in my house, and I was just trying to get them out. We were packaged, and I'm real funny. I don't like a lot of fingerprints. I was doing all of that so that we could get them out. So they were just there marking them off, helping me out. So our apologies to that. So all right, y'all, that's it. I'll see y'all Tuesday. Y'all know what I say. Stay well. And remember to make some bold moves. And I don't see Isaiah in there. So let's go. Look, Isaiah is not paying me no attention, y'all. Make some bold moves, Isaiah. Let's go.
motion.